Directly in front of us, there was a middle-aged woman by herself with the cart about half full. Damn! And then somebody slammed her head against the counter. It was the same crackhead I saw 2 minutes ago.
Damn!
Set your alarm, aren't you hungry?
The mentally ill Target customer.
Sometimes, my dad makes me run errands with him. He took me to Target and told me to wander around while he went shopping. All I had to do was...
That nigga was there to meet some female. Bro, he took you specifically to Target and said, go on about your business. That's what it sounds like. All right, we going to Target. When we get there, go on about your business, bro. He was there to meet some woman, bro.
him at checkout when he called. Without a doubt, the most interesting place at Target is the electronics section, so I went straight there to look at stuff. It was completely dead back there. The whole store was pretty devoid of people really, at nearly 9 p.m. However, I was not alone. A few aisles down, I heard some people arguing. Upon eavesdropping, I concluded it was actually just one person talking to themselves. I knew it wasn't the smartest idea to get too curious, but boredom got the best of me, so I started sneaking closer. It didn't take long to find him. Sure enough, he was alone, seemingly lost in his own world. A tormented, violent, drug-addled world. It's not like I'd never seen a crackhead before, but I'd never seen one in Target. He was entirely fixated.
Yeah, I never seen one up close,
on a display of athletic accessories.
I got them Attack on Titan teeth.
In the middle of the aisle, talking to it, threatening it. I should have been more careful to not be seen, but
his nose red? Chill out, bro.
I was a bit awestruck and fairly confident he had almost no peripheral vision to speak of. I watched him for almost a minute, his jaw clenched and his fist curled in anger as he stared down that 10-pound kettlebell like it owed him money. It was as entertaining as it was frightening, and honestly, sad. I didn't know what he was going to do next, but then he moved with lightning speed. In one motion, he swung his arms and knocked everything off the shelf in front of him. He started screaming, kicking the shelves in, punching everything in sight. At the last second, I ducked out of sight. For a moment, I thought he saw me, but I just kept walking away, hoping I wouldn't hear him running up from behind. Thankfully, I seemed to be in the clear. I made it back to the electronics section, then kept going into the clothing department, and that's when my dad happened to call and tell me it was time to go. Still a bit rattled from what I saw, I met my dad in line. We were stuck waiting behind 5 or 6 people. Directly in front of us, there was a middle-aged woman by herself with the cart about half full. Damn! And then somebody slammed her head against the counter. It was the same crackhead I saw 2 minutes ago, beating her face into the conveyor belt and strangling her. I stood in shock as he kept pummeling her without mercy. She went unconscious almost instantly, but that's still...
Ain't nobody help that lady, bro?
Stop him. My dad shoved me backwards and lunged in to help all at once. He threw his fist into the crackhead's face and jumped on top of him, trying to pull the guy off. But even
bro, they let him get away with a lot before they jumped in, bro. You saw how many times he bashed her head into the basket, man? He got a good 20 bashes in before they decided to jump in and help, bro. Y'all niggas too late now, she gone.
Dad couldn't do it alone. For a second, I thought I should join him and help, but I hesitated. Was I strong enough to make a difference? Or would I just get in the way? Before I could make a decision, 3 other guys had rushed over and piled on. By then, I knew I couldn't make a difference. It was already an absolute cluster of violence, and somewhere at the bottom was that woman they were trying to save. I could barely even see her anymore. Not knowing what else to do, I stepped back and started to record.
Get off her! Let her go! She has to die! She's gotta die!
Shit. Bro, this isn't real. This can't...
Yeah, nah, this is Walmart activity.
happening.
Enough! Stay back! Just stay the hell away from her! Leave me alone! You should be thanking me! She's the dangerous one! Look at her!
No way.
Hey! Shit! Are you filming me? Do not touch him! He is filming me! Grant, run! I'll break your neck! Ah! Wait!
If I wasn't going to fight, I should have just run from the...
Bro, you not getting away from him, dog.
Now I had that psycho after me. I ran for my life, trying to find my way out, but he was right behind me.
Nobody called 911. No, matter of fact, you could have called 911. You was recording. You could have called 911, man.
Blocking me. I ended up in some random corner of the store.
You cornered yourself. All right, it's time to fight now.
No idea where I was or how to get out. I was cornered. I stopped and looked back. The psycho had me trapped. The beating of my life, the end of my life,
Where your
was
dad
just
at?
seconds away. Until my dad came running back through, tackling the bastard to the floor. The other men piled on top of him again. But with his insane luck and strength, he managed to weasel out from underneath all of them. Thankfully, though, he didn't go after me again. He ran off in another direction, pursued by my dad and the others until the cops finally came and arrested him.
Hell no, it's time to go. So he ran off now, it's time to leave. You know what I'm saying?
I thought they were going to have to gun him down, but right when they showed up, he suddenly became completely calm, almost like he was waiting for the cops from the very beginning. Thanks to my dad, I narrowly escaped being a victim of this completely random and brutally violent attack. But for the rest of my life, every time I go to Target, I'm going to think of what happened to that poor woman. She didn't die, but I don't think her life could ever be the same after that.
Look at how many times he dunked her head, bro, before anybody did anything. Hold on, we're gonna count.
The rest of my life, every time I go to Target, I'm going to think of what
One,
happened to that
two,
poor woman. She didn't
three,
die, but I don't think her life could ever be
four,
the same after
five.
that.
He baptized that lady, man. 5 good times before anybody did anything.
A man was taken into custody following a violent and apparent random attack inside a Target store in Simi Valley that
I would have beat the fuck out of that.
caught on video. The incident unfolded around 6 p.m. on a Wednesday. Officers responded after a caller reported that a man had entered the store and immediately began attacking a woman at a checkout counter. Several bystanders jumped in to help the woman. That's when police say the man began attacking them. The video shows the suspect fought the people who came to the woman's rescue. The alleged attacker was identified as 34-year-old Rajan Tabor, who was
Yeah, I would have beat the brakes off a dude, bruh.
into custody. He had been released from jail less than 48 hours earlier. The woman who was initially attacked was taken by her family to the hospital in stable condition. Police say she did not know the suspect. Tabor is now facing multiple charges. A teenager who started filming the attack says his father was one of the heroes who intervened.
Hey, he did a good job recording, cause he held the camera steady. It wasn't shaky, none of that. None of that. It was a good recording. Not filming, recording, because this is flash memory. I know that's petty and that don't really matter, but people always say stop filming me when you're recording them. Film would require actual film, but whatever, right, whatever.
The woman who was initially attacked was taken by her family to the hospital in stable condition. Police say she did not know the suspect. Tabor's father.
Was I wrong for laughing now that we know that this was a real story? No, because this thing, a random crackhead appeared out of nowhere and started bashing an old lady head in on a shopping cart. Like, y'all didn't see this nigga coming? Y'all didn't hear footsteps, hard breathing, nothing? It just took all y'all by surprise? That means all y'all sense of awareness is trash, bro. I would have sensed something. My Spider-Man senses would have started tingling or something.
Before I moved to Phoenix, I lived in a small town in Arizona and worked at Target. I found the closing shift to be calmer in general. But of course, even in a small town, some strange people crawl out of the woodwork after dark. There's one night that still gives me nightmares. It was a tedious shift. I just wanted to go home. And in a little over an hour, I would finally get to...
No, I worked at Target before. It is a very tedious job, bro. Especially if you're doing a closing shift.
do just that. When I first saw it, I was pre-closing, running the vacuum near the front of the store, close enough to see the outdoors. A tall, pale man in his balding 50s. He stared right at me. That's when I realized he was walking straight toward me. I felt an electric shock of fear as I realized just how damn tall this guy was. He had to be almost 7 feet. And there I was, barely average height, frozen in place like a deer in headlights. He ripped the vacuum out of my hands as if I were a baby, saying something I didn't...
I mean, you stood there and let him do that, bro? I wouldn't have let him get that close to me. We're like, bro, what's up?
comprehend at first. but would make a lot more sense by the end of the night.
Turn that death trap off. I won't let you mind control me.
I'm...
Hell nah. See, look, people, even crazy people know who they can try. He can be crazy all he want, but he ain't gonna try just anybody. He gonna try somebody he feel like he can get over on. Ain't no way nobody about to... Hell nah, bruh. Hell no. No, bro. Ain't no way I'm letting anybody talk to me like that, rip something out of my hand while I'm working, turn it off, and then say some wild shit like that. Mind control. Man, look, bro.
Turn that death trap off. I won't let you mind control me.
I'm sorry? Then he just walked off.
Sorry.
It was nothing. My best guess was he thought it was disrespectful to
And he pushed you out the... Man, he just made you a bitch just now.
vacuum near customers. Everyone around just kind of shrugged, so I tried not to take it too personally. For the next few minutes, I walked around and pretended to look busy. I kept running into that same guy, too. Each time I rounded a corner and saw him, I did a complete 180 and left him alone.
Is this supposed to be one hit, man? What's his name? A bald nigga with a cape? Like, y'all thought we wasn't gonna notice this? Come on, bro.
I didn't ask him if he needed any help.
One Punch Man. That's what
I didn't question why he was touching everything and not picking any of it up. However, about the 5th time I ran into him, I could no longer ignore him. His actions were in plain sight. If I let it slide this time, I might get more than just fired. I might actually get arrested, because what I saw him doing was that serious. He was pulling food out of the freezer, opening the packages, and pouring in some kind of mystery liquid. I didn't know exactly what it was, but the container was covered in warning labels.
And that's the reason why everything gonna be locked up behind some type of biometric security. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon, if you want to buy produce, it's gonna be locked behind the wall where you gotta scan your eyes and your fingerprints and all kind of bullshit just to buy groceries, bruh. That's why they trying to put chips in everybody now so they can have more control. But that's a whole nother conversation. But this justifies them doing that. Stuff like this justifies. And who's to say that people like this aren't implanted into the communities to cause chaos so they can give a reason to create order, literal order out of chaos. I'm just saying, bro. All of this just came out the top of my head, but come on, bro. The meat is there for anybody to grab and do anything they want with it. Pause. Pause. But it's there. Anybody could just grab it and do this and put it back. Now it's up to you as a customer to have some discernment to look at it and be like, damn, this look like this been fucked with. I ain't gonna buy this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro.
I didn't know exactly what it was, but the container was covered in warning labels. For all I knew, it could be cyanide. I finally couldn't take it anymore. I was sick of everyone and their stupid problems. And I was not gonna let this crazy lard ass kill people in my store.
Sir, what the hell are
Your store.
you doing? I'm neutralizing the invisible chemicals. What does it look like? You think you're helping? You're gonna make people sick. Stop! Don't come near me, kid. I know my rights. You're crazy. You're poisoning people. What even is that? Relax. It's harmless. Unless what? Unless you're reptilian.
Oh my god, you're one of those crazy people.
Wait a minute.
See, look, Ned, that's your problem. That's your problem. You was ready to dismiss everything he believed just because you don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't saying you gotta agree with it, but you ain't about to sit here and dismiss me and act like you know better. You probably know just as much as me, or less. You know what I'm saying? Oh, great. You're one of them. You're one of those. Like, why the fuck you ain't? You know what I'm saying? Look at where you at in life. Working at fucking Target, getting punked by weirdos. You know what I'm saying? He knew who to try. He saw you as soon as he walked to the store, and you was the first person he came to. Why? You didn't ask yourself that. Oh, he probably thought, he said, oh, you're one of those bitch-ass niggas that I could make look like a little bitch in front of everybody. Oh, you're one of those. You know what I'm saying? Look, all right, I'm doing too much.
Reptilian.
Oh my god, you're one of those crazy people.
Wait a minute. Don't I reckon?
And Dave Chappelle said using the word crazy is dismissive. You know what I'm saying? It's completely dismissive. Right? And then the whole idea of a tinfoil hat. It seems to make more sense nowadays. Just think about how All right. Think about how you was thinking about something one day, and then the next day it pops up on your screen. You didn't say it out loud. You didn't text it. You didn't look it up on the internet, nothing. You just thought about it, and it pops up on your screen. Now, all of a sudden, the idea of a tinfoil hat doesn't seem as crazy no more, does it? You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Y'all got to start putting these things together. All the pieces are there. The puzzle is all there. And I'm not sitting here like I got it all figured out, but I'm saying you just pay attention to the little shit and start connecting the dots. You start to see why people think this way or speak this way or believe this or insinuate this or have this theory or a lot of the theories that were considered theories have been proven to be real. How many times has that happened? And people still... I'm gonna just watch the video.
Nice you? Yeah, you're the boy with the mind control device. Dumbass, it's called a vacuum cleaner.
But then it's people that take the shit too far too. And those are the people that are looked at as crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got people that don't take it far enough, and you got people that take it way too far. So yeah, there's that too.
Yes, that's the code name for it. That's what they want you to think it is. I don't care, dude. Just put down the bottle of whatever that is and leave, or I'm gonna call the cops. Actually, come here for a second. I want to test something.
Wait,
Like I said, he knew who to try.
what are you doing? Don't come near me with that.
He wouldn't have tried that with a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? He only tried that with somebody he perceives as weak.
Hey, stop!
With surprising speed, that weirdo lunged and grabbed me. He pinned me against the freezer, then forced open my jaw. I fought against him, trying to claw out his eyes and kick him in the nuts, but he was built like a brick wall. Then, he shoved the bottle into my mouth and turned it upside down.
It's no way. There's no way you shoving anything in my mouth, bruh. There's no way you pinning me up against anything and shoving anything in my mouth, bro. We both dying if that's what gotta happen. But no, bruh.
Wood came rushing down
Now I believe you wanted this to happen a little bit.
and flooded my throat. It felt just like water
Come
for
on, we're not just talking about your manhood, we talking about your well-being. Niggas was ready to fight and die for that before they let that shit happen, bro. Dog, what you mean he pinned you up against it and shoved it in your mouth and there was nothing you could do about it? Bro, you weren't trying hard enough. You weren't ready to die about it first before that happened. That leads me to believe that you kind of wanted it to happen. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. As a grown man. Now, if you a small child, a still developing young man that hasn't gained all of his grown man strength yet, then maybe. But you a grown-ass man. You been grown. Nah, a part of me believes you wanted that shit to happen.
2 seconds. Then all at once, it started to react, dissolving my flesh into a suffocating foam. I choked and gagged as my body convulsed and the putrid acid flew everywhere. Finally, as the bottle ran empty, people came to help. They ripped the guy off and dragged him away as he screamed about me being some kind of lizard person. I thought at any moment I would die from the poison, that my face was melting off as I collapsed, gasping for air. The people who came to help doused me with gallons of water from the nearby shelf, then got taken to the hospital right after the cops arrested the man who attacked me. Thankfully, at the hospital, I was able to recover without lasting damage. Turns out the liquid was hydrogen peroxide, which definitely isn't harmless in this context, but a million times better than almost anything else it could have been. Unfortunately, since that freak genuinely believed his insane schizo bullshit, they released him on probation. As soon as I heard about that, I feared for my life, expecting him to come neutralize reptilian me, so I moved out of the city. That's how I came to live in Phoenix.
He made you move out your whole city, bruh. This is what I'm saying, man. Ain't no way, bruh. He punked you from the start. Now he got you moving from your whole entire city. Nah, bro, we sliding. We spinning, we sliding, we doing all that. Spinning, sliding, sliming. Dog, come on.
I don't
Sliding, spinning, sliming. Whatever the order is.
often tell people the true reason I live here, though, as it's the most traumatic experience in my life. David Lohr was arrested and later sentenced to 7 years of supervised probation for contaminating food at multiple Targets.
See, I would have beat the brakes off this nigga. Come on, bro. Come on, dog. You mean to tell me this is the dude that overpowered you?
Lohr was caught pouring hydrogen peroxide.
I'm guessing all these stories are real. Now that I'm realizing it is an actual victim in this story. So, all right, let me be a little bit more what's the word? Empathetic. Let me be a little bit more empathetic, right? This dude really went through some shit.
And bleach directly onto open food items and inside the freezer sections of Target locations. Police apprehended him at a Target store in Ahwatukee, Arizona. Investigators determined he had tampered with products across at least 6 different Target locations in the area.
Hey, I don't think we buy meat from Target anyway. You know what I'm saying? Us melanated people, do y'all buy meat from Target? I don't really hear us melanated people buying meat from Target anyway, so, oh no.
Upon his arrest, Lohr claimed to investigators that he poured the liquids because he believed store security was using invisible chemicals, and he wanted to make them go away. Lohr had a lengthy criminal history.
Damn, that was a big ass Target.
Chemicals, and he wanted
Look at how big that Target is.
to make them go away. Lohr had a lengthy criminal history across multiple states, including a previous conviction in California for similar retail food tampering offenses.
You mean to tell me you couldn't beat his ass?
I would go to Target a couple times a week. The last time I went, I pulled into a parking spot maybe 10 or 12 spaces from the front. The lot was crowded, but I managed to find 2 empty spaces next to each other, which made it easy to swing in. Within 2 seconds, another car pulled into the spot next
Why they changed the animation? This is freaky.
to me. That by itself wasn't strange, it being a busy parking lot, but it was the kind of car, a huge, old pickup truck, and the way it flew in, that struck me as odd, just weird. Anyway,
Alright, well, if you was that weirded out about it, why didn't you pull out and go somewhere else? Nah, you just got out, la-di-da-di-da head ass.
I hopped out and started walking to the entrance, reminding myself what I was getting. Just a gift for my boyfriend for our 6-month anniversary, and maybe a thing or two for myself. I wouldn't even need a basket. I could carry everything in my own 2 hands. As I walked in, glancing over my shoulder, I noticed a gross man walking through. He had the same visual vibe as the truck that parked next to me. Boxy, a bit dirty, looked like he always smelled kind of bad, so I assumed him to be the driver. I knew it was probably just a coincidence that we entered at the same time, since we walked a similar distance, but I still decided to pull out my phone and call my mom, just to seem less alone, less approachable. Switching from a stroll to a brisk walk, I left that weirdo in the dust and went shopping. I didn't stay on the phone with my mom for too long, as I needed both hands to carry stuff.
Yeah, because her mom answered the phone like, what you want? Nothing, I was just, alright, look, I'm taking a nap. You can call me later.
I got my boyfriend a portable speaker so we could listen to music together, as well as
You got your boyfriend a gift that you can use too?
a roll of wrapping paper. Then I got myself a new perfume and a nice bar of soap. All the while, I kept seeing that same guy out of the corner of my eye. He was never too close, and always seemed to be going somewhere, so I couldn't be sure if he was following me or not. I wished I could call my boyfriend, but with all the stuff I was carrying, my hands were too full. I didn't want to drop one of the expensive things and break it. I decided to just get out and be quick about it. After all, it was broad daylight, with hundreds of people around.
Damn, she the only girl in the store, ain't it?
What's the worst thing he could possibly try? At checkout, I only had to wait in line for a couple of minutes. I didn't see the weird guy around me anymore, so I figured I was just overthinking it. Outside, it somehow felt 10 degrees hotter and 10 times brighter than before. I squinted but could still barely see. It was absolutely blinding. I kept thinking that I only had to deal with this unholy summer heat for a few more weeks. Then I would be off to college up north with my boyfriend. Once I got to my car, I gently laid the stuff into the passenger seat. Then
You could have did that from the inside the car.
walked around to get in on the driver's side. I opened the door and sat down, but when I got to pull the door closed, it got stuck on something. Looking out to my left to
This what I'm talking about, bro. The sense of awareness that a lot of these girls have is non-existent. Like, how did we get here, bro? You didn't see... I don't know, man. Look, I'm not trying to victim blame.
what the hell I hit. I saw the barrel of a gun pointed at my eye. Standing behind it was the creep who really had been following me in the store. And there was his truck right behind him. Despite knowing he could pull the trigger and end me in a split second, I screamed, but only the tiniest, most unhelpful sound escaped my lips before he had his hand gripped around my throat and began squeezing the life out of me, right in that Target parking lot, in broad daylight. He hadn't just cut off my air, but my blood, the nerves in my spine too. I was fading out in seconds, feeling my body go cold as I tried and failed to command it to fight. Seeing nothing but a gun in the lower half of the man who was killing me, I thought that was it. I was going to die right there. No warning, no chance. The darkness engulfed me, but it didn't take me. Not then. I hadn't died yet. I had gone unconscious, but there was still life in me. I could feel myself coming back from the brink. I was getting a second chance. Only I couldn't have been dealt a worse hand when I woke up.
Who are you? Why didn't you just kill me?
It's more fun when you're alive.
You sick son of a bitch. You can't do this. Do you know how many people saw what you did to me?
0.
Bullshit, you're lying.
If anybody saw us, you wouldn't be in the position you're in. The fact is, nobody saw a thing.
Damn it.
Man, look, I seen a video where Target said they have a whole facility based on security, which means a camera somewhere should have seen it. A security camera, something. Bruh, they even show how them cameras can zoom all through the parking lot and zoom right into your car and read what's on your phone screen. Highly sophisticated security. Somebody saw it. Something.
Shut up.
Nobody cares about you.
Stop it.
And no one is coming to save you.
No.
Yeah, cause look at all them trees. Like, where y'all at? Y'all going to the woods, ain't it?
Stop it.
And no one is coming to save you.
No.
We're here.
Where are we? You asshole.
My personal breeding grounds.
Ah!
That's fine with me. I don't mind going out of order.
On the evening of July 2nd of 2007, Kelsey Smith, 18, told her father she had plans to shop for an anniversary gift at Target for her boyfriend. That was the last time anyone would ever hear from her. She drove.
That sucks, bro. And you know the dad probably blaming himself. He probably blaming the boyfriend. If it wasn't for you, she would have never went to Target to buy you a damn gift. You know what I'm saying?
The Target store, knowing she'd only have about an hour to shop before her date. After the hour passed, Kelsey still wasn't home, and her calls and texts went unanswered. Concerned, Kelsey's parents and boyfriend, John Beersmith, went to the store to search for her, but found no sign of her or her car. Soon after, the family contacted authorities. Kelsey's loved ones continued to search the area surrounding the store. Hours later, they found Kelsey's car parked across the street in a lot outside a Macy's store, but she wasn't inside. Police reviewed the surveillance footage that showed Kelsey walking into the Target store and being followed by an unidentified man in a white shirt and dark pants throughout the store. While the man wasn't seen in the footage approaching her in the store, he was later seen forcing her into her car after she walked out. Hours later, the same male figure was then seen getting out of Kelsey's car in the Macy's parking lot. After reviewing the footage, authorities decided to release a photo of the suspect to the public in hopes of identifying him. He was later identified as Edwin Hall.
You notice all three of these perpetrators in these videos look like the type of dude that could easily get their ass beat, bruh. Easily.
4 days after Kelsey vanished, her body was found in a wooded area.
Oh,
Hall was
man.
soon found by police and taken into custody. He ended up pleading guilty for his crimes.
Man, that shit's sad, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit is sad as fuck, man. Look, man, that shit blew my mood. Look, y'all like the video. Like like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all be safe. I'm out.